know I just scared you, and I'm sorry for that, but I needed your attention for the stupidity I'm about to describe to you. A trans person goes into a Walgreens, steals products, and gets shot by armed security for it. And people find out about it, and they go based off the headline, and they say, this is Walgreens' fault. Why do they have armed security? Because no examples exist of stores getting looted and robbed to the point where companies have to say, let's put in some money for some armed security. Walgreens does nothing for the community. How dare they? This is somebody who is just starving, wanting something to eat, and how could you possibly look at them and think you could shoot them all willy-nilly? Of course, the armed security guard who did this walked away scot-free because white supremacy, guilt, people who are marginalized don't really matter in the world. All these excuses because people think the buzz phrases make a lot of sense.
More calls for justice today in San Francisco after a private security guard shot and killed a person suspected of shoplifting from a Walgreens drugstore. As KTV's Christian Cafton tells us, those who gathered today are demanding action from Walgreens and the city.
At one time, more than 100 activists were gathered here at the Walgreens on Market near Powell, honoring the memory of Banco Brown. This is the spot where Brown was shot dead. They were blocking access to the sidewalk and speaking out, demanding change from Walgreens and from the city. Now, that rally and remembrance started here at about 3 p.m. to honor Banco Brown. Police say Brown was shot dead here at Walgreens Thursday evening by an armed security guard. Those here say that guard shot Brown while attempting to stop a shoplifting incident. The San Francisco police later arrested that guard. He is now in custody facing a homicide charge. Friends say Brown was a trans man and was an active community organizer for the Young Women's Freedom Center. According to those here, Brown had struggled with housing instability for more than a decade. The group is calling on Mayor London Breed to do more to house trans youth. And today that organization is also calling on Walgreens to eliminate armed guards, saying nothing in that Walgreens was worth Brown's life.
It's insane that Walgreens has armed security. There's nothing in that store worth a human life. And Walgreens is not taking care of our community. We demand an end to armed security.
The man accused of shooting Brown, Michael Earl Wayne Anthony, is in jail and could be formally charged with homicide as soon as Tuesday.
My name is Leah McGeever. I live in D6. I hate a lot of people on this board for the reasons that led up to Banco Brown's death. So often I prepare something, maybe it's a little historical, maybe a little poetic, whatever. There's a lot of performative people on this board who will say one thing in support of black people, homeless people, trans people, and then immediately stab you in the face, being racist, transphobic, anti-homeless. So I don't have any words prepared today. I just want you to feel our pain. I don't know if you can at this point based off your policy choices, but I have to pretend you have some form of empathy left. So I am going to spend the next minute screaming, because that is what is going on in here. That is what the trans genocide in this country, in this city, has brought me to.
Imagine that! I hate this! I hate what you've done to us! I hate what you're doing to us! I hate you, Board of Supervisors! I hate you, London Breed! I hate you, Jenkins!
Hold D.A. Jenkins accountable! Hold him!
Hey, man!
Jenkins accountable!
Cowards!
He needs to suffer solitary confinement with that security guard. Y'all have these armed guards. He's walking free. Y'all have a man
next speaker,
walking free
please.
in the city. He's walking free for killing somebody.
Next speaker.
When in reality, if you were to just sit back and wait just a little bit, you would find out that based off of witness testimony and the most important factor that more people need nowadays, video evidence, you would find out that this private security officer who was hired by Walgreens because they probably have to deal with a bunch of people going into their stores and robbing them, acted in self-defense.
New developments out of San Francisco tonight. The district attorney is declining to file murder charges against the security guard accused of shooting and killing a person at a local Walgreens. 24-year-old Banco Brown died after being shot on Thursday night at the Walgreens on Market Street. Earlier today, a crowd, including Brown's family, mourned over the shooting. In a statement to ABC 7 News, San Francisco DA Brooke Jenkins says her heart breaks for Brown's friends and family. But Jenkins goes on to say, in part, we reviewed witness statements from the suspect and video footage of the incident. The evidence clearly shows that the suspect believed he was in mortal danger and acted in self-defense.
So all that screaming, all that crying, all that demonizing people for hiring armed security, it don't really work, especially when it's a bunch of people who like to talk and not really listen and understand. People don't like getting robbed. Casual people, small business owners, large business owners, they don't like it because it costs them money to have to recoup on stolen products. Insurance doesn't cover anything. And yes, as I've stated numerous times, people do value items over human life. Sorry, you can't get rid of people who think like that. It'll never take place. So when you have people so quick to demonize without taking a second to realize maybe this person, whether if they're a trans, black man, black woman, white guy, fat, heteronormative, whatever else, any other word that exists, maybe, just maybe, that person isn't a good person. Maybe that person is in the wrong, because if that person, based off of witness testimony and video camera footage, is someone attacking another human being to the point where they have to act in self-defense, that is not somebody who needs justice. That's somebody who's going to get their just desserts. And in this scenario, they got their just desserts. I'm tired of this stupid game where we look at a marginalized person as someone who does no wrong. There are people who exist on this earth who rob stores, who rob anywhere just so that they can get that thing and have it. I'm sorry that everybody who wants to be equal doesn't understand this. People are selfish. People do not care. People want to take. People want to steal. Some people will even kill and steal. And at that point, you, the person going around saying, no armed security needs to be here, you have to answer a very important question to me, which is something that I've asked numerous times as it pertains to something like this, where a bunch of weirdos get so fixated on the marginalized person and not the action that marginalized person did. Can I come rob you? Don't tell me you're not a corporation. Don't tell me you're not a big business. You have something I want, and I want to take it from you. So, based on all this weird terminology and buzz phrases about how companies are rooted in capitalism and bigotry and they don't care about poor people, I am less fortunate than you, and I want your shoes. I want that bag. I want that wallet, because I don't have any of those things. Will you deny the poor, disenfranchised soul who's clearly coming to rob you, or are you going to defend yourself because it's your shit and you don't want anybody to take your shit? Subscribe to the channel. I will see y'all in the next one. It's Cinco de Mayo. Go celebrate. Get you some tequila. Go get some nachos. Go have a good time, because it's just a glorious day to enjoy something that is oh so tasty, and that is a taco. Goodbye.